Okay, so we're going to do another mixed ability class today. So I'm going to do some slightly easier versions all the way up to some more difficult versions. Also going to put in some pregnancy variations. So that's why the Swiss ball's here. So remember, if you're not pregnant, you can ignore those variations. If you are pregnant, please do them for safety. While your feet and ankles are touching, let's just rock the weight backwards, lift those toes off the floor and spread the toes as far as you can take them. Pop your little toe down on the floor by itself. So really try to focus on weight on the heels, spread toes, little toe pressed in, then the fourth, then the third. Keep your balance. Then press the big toe into the floor. Really bring the ball of the big toe pressed into the floor and just try to hover those heels off the floor. So we're not doing a proper tiptoe, it's just a little heel hover and then rest. Okay, so see how wobbly you were there. Let's set the center, set that posture and see if we can make it a bit better. So set the center, squeeze those sit bones together, just that nice 30%. Pull the shoulders back and down, have the arms long but rested hands by your side. Lengthen the back of the neck and bring that chin in. Lastly, think about that rib cage position. As you breathe out, just tuck the ribs down slightly. So you're kind of just softening the rib cage down towards your pubic bone, just to really feel that abdominal connection through the front. So again, really strong glute connection. Rock the weight back on those heels again. Lift the toes. Spread those toes. You should feel a bit stronger now we've got everything set up. Press the little toe into the floor and then roll inwards. Fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. Press the ball of the big toe into the floor and hover those heels off the floor. So if that centre engaged, the rib cage soft and the bum cheeks engaged, you should feel much more sturdy than we did that first round. That's what we're going to try to achieve in the long term. Let's float the heels all the way up off the floor. Really high as you can, comfortably. Float those hands up to shoulder height. Turn the palms to face each other. Now we're going to open up into our beautiful chest stretch, lowering our heels down at the same time. And we're going to breathe in to lift the heels and start again. Breathe out to lower the heels, stretch. Breathe in to lift. Perfect. Breathing out, breathing in. Now keep on going. Now as you breathe out, guys, I really want to think about tucking that rib cage down. So the hands open. Normally you stick the ribs out, but you're going to go the opposite way. So you're breathing out, lifting the arms and tucking the ribs down. So really getting some lovely strength through those rib cage. Yeah, beautiful. Let's go for one more of those. Lifting the hands as you lower the heels. Now keep the heels on the floor and just bend the elbows to the side. Take the elbows back a couple more inches. Really feel the stretch through the front of your chest and then gently bring those hands back in together. Breathing out to open, breathing in to close. Just a couple of those, just again warming up the shoulders. We're going to ask a little bit of the shoulders today. I'm going to do a full body. A little bit of dominance on the legs, but we'll see how we get on. Breathing out to open, breathing in to close. Just do one more of those, nice and easy. Fantastic. And then straighten the arms out in front of you. Keep them there. Roll the shoulders back and down. Pull back into that bow and arrow stretch, opening up through the upper back. Turn and look to where the elbow's going if you comfortably can, and then reach forward. Breathe out to open. And breathe in to close. So we're just kind of pulling back on that bow and reaching forward. Now, as you pull back, we're still keeping those hips pointing forward. So we're still keeping the hips level. So you're turning with the chest, but you're not turning with the whole body. And let's go for just one more on each side. So whichever side you started on, just think about doing two more. And then rest your arms all the way down. Let's continue that upper back warm up with a side roll down. One shoulder roll, side bend, hold. Enjoy that stretch real quick. Then fold. Stroke down the outside of the leg, swing to the middle, and then roll up in that straight line, being curved as you can for as long as you can. Shoulders, then head, and then the other shoulder. sinking into that side. Hold it there. Enjoy that stretch. Fold. Really floppy head, guys. Floppy head, floppy hands. Heavy, heavy, heavy. As you roll up, same thing. Shoulders, head last. 2 more. Breathing in, shoulder roll. Breathing out, floppy to the floor. Breathe in, roll up. Breathe out, finish. 1 more. Breathe in, shoulder roll. Breathe out, floppy to the floor. Breathe in, stand yourself up, curve as you can, pull the shoulders back. Breathe, fantastic. Sink into a knee bend and lift. Just do 2 more of those. Just starting the hips warm. Stay at the bottom of the next one and just pulse. A few of those. Lift the belly button now. Tuck the rib cage up slightly and lift that pelvic floor as well. Breathing in, breathing out, nice and easy. Squeeze the bum. Stand up. Okay, we're going to go to the length of our mat now. We're going to really warm up through the ankle and that foot, okay? Take a step forward and take a step backwards. So quite a long stride. Lift the back heel up as much as you can comfortably. We're going to start with some nice straight line lunges. So bring your hands onto your hips. Let's have a quick think about our pelvic tilt. So tip the pelvis forward and tip the pelvis backwards. And what you'll find is the back knee will do a little bit of movement as you start those tilts. That's fine. A couple of tilts here and there, just finding that neutral position. Find the halfway point. So where you feel comfortable with that pelvis. Keep the back heel lifted. Nice and easy, beginners. Just soften the back knee down towards the floor and then lift it up. So focus the attention on your back knee dropping rather than your front knee driving forward. I want that back knee straight to the floor and lift. 2 more. So just nice and simple, keeping that tummy engaged, keep the shoulders pulled back and down. Done. Step the back foot in and switch those legs over. So again, like I said, we're going to start off nice and simple, and I'll give you different variations as we go. Find that neutral pelvis, couple of little tilts. Set the center, breathe in, breathe out to lower the knee down, and breathe in to straighten. 4. Relax the shoulders, then keep the shoulder blades down the spine. 3 and up. 2 and up. And 1. And again, just step in, back, back. Nice. Okay, back to the original side. And what we can do is we're going to take that a little bit further if you want to. Okay, first progression, pulse at the bottom. So you drop to the floor. 1, 2 pulses before you come up. If you don't want to do the pulse, just drop and come up again. 4 more. Down. Pulse. 1. Pulse. 2. Then come up. 3 more. So if you don't want to do the pulse, that's fine. You just go straight down and straight up. 2 more. 1. 2. Then up. Last one. 1. Pulse. 1 and 2. Then up. Good. Step in. Step in. We're going to really challenge those legs today. Switch the legs over. Tall chest. Center engaged, breath in, breathing out, pulse, pulse, breathing in. Good. You're just starting to just rile up those legs, get a bit of blood flow through there, getting those quads burning just slightly. Focus on the ankle stability of the front foot, keep the back heel lifted. Done. Step in, step in. Really challenge the balance on the next one. Okay, step forward and step back. You've got to get that wide stride to can actually help the knees. So you drop halfway, just comfortably. Relax the shoulders. Front foot, heel lifts off the floor. Heel goes down. Nice. Front heel lift, front heel lower. Good. 3 and down. 2 and down. Slow it down. Slowly up, slowly down, and then stand up. Yes, okay, let's go. Other side, okay. Stride, stride. Lift the chest, really snobby chest. Halfway lower. Front heel up, down. 4 and down. 3 and down. 2, down. 1, down, and step in. 1, 2. Last progression. Remember, stop at any level that's too hard, okay? Step, step. Lift the chest. Bring it all together. Halfway lower. Heel lift. Pulse twice. 1, 2. Heel down. Stand up. Drop into the lunge. Lift the front heel. Pulse twice. 1, 2. Put the front heel down. Stand up. Good. 3 more. Remember, you don't have to put it all together. You can just do the heel raises. You can just do the pulses. Let's do 2 more. Lift the front heel. Pulse twice. 1, 2. Put the front heel down. Step up. Last one. Drop the back knee. Lift the front heel. Pulse. 1, 2. Drop the front heel. Lift and step in. Jelly leg should just start to be kicking in. Let's go. Step, step. Really pull that chest wide. Drop the back knee. Lift the front heel. Pulse it. 1, 2. Drop the heel. Then stand up. Really separate each progression. Lift the heel. Pulse. 1, 2. Drop the heel. Then come up. 3 more. Remember, just do the pulses. Just do the heel lift. Just do a normal, standard, 1 up and 1 down if you need to. It's a lot to ask of the legs, and I've got 2 more exercises to do on the legs before we can move on. Last one, pulse, pulse, front heel down, lift, step in, shake it off. Woo! Okay, your band should be available to you. Roll to the floor, pick it up, chin down, make it safe. Roll up. Okay, we're going to put this now in between, around our legs, above the knee. So roll down, get it ready, safely. If you need to sit down and do it, do so. If you're wobbly, there's a bump in the way. Doesn't matter, take your time. Wiggle it up, nice and flat, above the knee. Above the knee, good, okay. So we're going to start by doing some knee bends. We're going to put in a hip twist level 1. So something we normally do on the floor. So let's check our feet are hip distance apart, just directly stacked underneath those hips. We'll start off just lowering and lifting. Just get comfortable to start off with. Just lowering and lifting. Obviously, this would be a version you stay at. If you don't want to put the extra bits on, you just breathe out on the way down and breathe in on the way up. But stay at the bottom of the next one. Hip twist, level 1. Float one heel off the floor. Turn the knee out. Turn the knee in. Lower the heel and stand up. We're only moving that one leg. Let's go other side. So knee bend. Float the heel off the floor. Roll the knee out. Roll the knee in. Heel down, stand up. So nothing for the rest of my body moved. It was just that one leg. 8 on one side. If you want to, you can always do 1 at a time. So heel up, 8 and in. 7 and in. A chest lift, bum low. Draw that belly button in. Draw that pelvic floor in. Relax the shoulders. You're only moving that one leg. Nothing else is moving. Don't let the other leg drag inwards. Keep the other knee almost pulled out slightly. 2 and 1, 8, heel down, lift. Beautiful, sink in, second side, lift the heel, relax the shoulders, draw the belly button up, 8 and down, 7, good, 6, nice, 5, the heel lifted, just gives you a bit more range in the hip. You can put the heel down if you want to, if it's too much on that ankle, but it gives you a little bit more range. 2 and 1, heel down, keep the knees apart, then stand up. Beautiful. Step in. Relax. Roll down. We're going to take that band above the ankle bones. So stride it out. Roll yourself up. Good. So the band is now below, down the leg, above the ankle bone. Hands on hips. We're going to go for our side leg lifts. Again, we're not moving that torso, keeping it beautifully tall. Turn your toes out slightly. Soften the knees. Just take them off lock. Rock the weight across, straight line to one side. Haven't tipped or haven't leant. Everything beautifully long. Now point and stretch that leg out to the side. So all the weight is on one foot. Bent knee. pelvic tilt, do a little backwards tilt. So tuck the tailbone under, tighten up that tummy, tense that thigh of that straight leg, really reach that toe away. Now without moving the rest of the body, tap up, tap down. Some body movements going on. Come on, control it. Up and down, better. Okay, 8, 7, 6, should be small but hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold it there. Keep that leg straight. Keep the other knee bent. Take that straight leg behind you 2 inches. Don't move the rest of the body. Good. Backwards tilt. Soften the rib cage down. Get snobby through the chest. Now we're going to tap again right behind us. Just holding this position. Just do it quite hard on those legs. 10 toe taps. Let's go. 10. Good. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just step in and relax. Floppy the hips. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go again. Strong legs, slightly turned out feet. Strong chest, engage center, soft knees. Shift the weight across, keep the hips level. Point that other toe, straighten the other leg. Really lift the chest. Draw that belly button in, 10 toe taps. Let's go. 10, 9. Now, at any point, you can take the band away. If it's too much on the hips, too much sat anywhere, just take the band away and do the nice movements instead. Just focus on keeping the torso straight and those hips level. 2 and 1. Now, take the leg behind you 2 inches. Now, this leg, this straight leg, is going to be really baggy. Straighten it out. Reach. Like, try to make the leg really long. Tense that thigh. Backwards tilt. 10 more. 10, 9. If you can put that backwards tilt in, it will become more difficult. If you tip the pelvis forward and let the back kind of arch, it'll be much simpler, but it won't be as effective. So tuck that tailbone under. Really get those glutes to engage. Do 1 more. And then step in. And then let that band. Woo! Cheeky. Get away. Okay. Floppy legs. Lovely. Okay, let's go to the floor. So we're going to 4.0 to begin with, lovely people. Feet hip distance apart. The length of your mat is in front of you. So you're beautifully tall at the beginning. Breathe in. And completely flop down on the breath out. Really heavy head and hands. Now just get the hands and knees to the floor. Walk those hands forward. We're going to start off with some range of motion actually at the shoulders today. So we're going to do a simple swimming level 4. Lift the belly button up towards the ceiling. Drop those shoulders away from the ears and have the breastbone floated up an extra centimetre. We're going to take one arm just up in front of us like normal. And then keeping it high, we're going to take it to the side. We're going to bring it back to the front and then down. And the other side, same drill. Lift the chest, lift the arm. Swipe it to the side. Swipe it back round, gorgeous, and then down. Okay, keep on going side by side. So all we're doing is really working that shoulder range. Now, please, what I like to try to do is keep your shoulder blade down the spine. Keep the shoulder away from the ears and keep that breastbone lifted. I almost want you to feel like you're taking the chest so high, you're almost in a kind of cat stretch. Really lift that chest. Really stretch that arm up. 1 more to each side. Now, guys, take that chin in. Lift the back of that neck up to the ceiling and reach the crown of your head away from the base of your spine. Do that last one for me. And then just rest for a second. Floppy, floppy, floppy. Okay, come up again. Tall chest, dropped shoulders, lifted belly button. Now we do the same thing with the legs. So we're going to slide the leg away and lift. Done that before. We're going to take the leg wide. Bring it in, drop it down. Nice. Other leg. Up. Take it high. Slide it to the side. Bring it back into that straight line. then lower and tuck it in. Okay, good. Either side, stretch, then lift, out to the side, back to the middle and down. Keep on going. Your aim, lovelies, is to not move this back. As you take the leg out to the side, your body's going to want to kind of drop and move. Don't let it at this point. Really try to stabilize that torso. Like if I was taking a video, of just your upper body, it looks like nothing's happening up at that upper body part. Let's go either side one more time. And then when you finish, just give yourself a little child pose stretch back. So quite a lot happening through the chest and through those hips to start off with. Okay, we're now going to go into a really nice little stretch off called a cobra. So, pregnant in the room, first time that you need to do something different, you are going to go for a cat stretch, a dropped back and a rounded back. The rest of you, stretch those legs out, go to the floor. Take your arms out, 90-degree elbows, spread those fingers. Take the feet just wider than hip distance apart. Block underneath your forehead and rest. 4 movements. Chest lift. Then a straighten up of those elbows. You're going to lift the rib cage up to the ceiling and do a backwards tilt of your pelvis. You're going to hold that big lift of the rib cage for a slow inhale. And then breathe out to lower the chest, drop the elbows, and take the forehead back to the block. Okay, let's go again. Chest up, then the elbow straighten, ribs lift, backwards tilt. So the bum cheek squeeze. Breathe in to hold, breathe out to lower. Breathe in to prepare. Keep on moving through that cobra. So you're peeling up through the vertebrae one at a time. If you're in that cat stretch, guys, remember, so pregnant ladies in the room, drop the chest, gently lift the head, reverse it, tuck the chin all the way in and round the back, tucking that tailbone under. You can still hold for a breath in and move on that breath out. Everybody hold whatever movement it is you're doing for the breath in and move on the breath out. The same exercise, guys, that you're doing is just about spinal mobility. So let's work in that curving up through one vertebra at a time. You're all trying to move through one little piece of your vertebrae at a time. Just one little piece at a time. We're going to do one more of those, mobilizing that spine into extension. And then bending the knees, sitting back on the heels. One more child pose stretch. Stretch it down. Now walk both those hands forward slightly and just press the palms into the floor. Really getting that stretch underneath your shoulders. And come back up to 4 point. We haven't quite finished here. Okay, so we're going to go into a plank position. So we're going to have everyone have a go at it. Little round bellies in the room. Just be careful and just see how your body feels, okay? Where you're in 4 point kneel, guys, wherever your wrist is, put your elbow there. Okay, that means you're probably quite square in the hips now as well. Straighten one leg out behind you, tucking that tail, those toes under. Now, there's our kind of start position and our finish position as well. Lift the belly button, lift the chest, drop the shoulders away from the ears, engage the center, stretch the other leg out and drop the bottom into that lovely line. We're going to hold that for 3 breaths. So just simple, you guys just breathe in and breathe out slowly 3 times. And then when you've finished, just drop the knees down to the floor. Keep the elbows in place though. We're going to keep yourselves lovely and square. The next round, 3 breaths again, but you're going to exaggerate your backwards tilt. That's the tailbone tuck under. So let's go. 1 leg out, set the center. Second leg goes out, drop the bottom. Now when you're here, backwards tilt. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under. So you might feel a bit rounded in the back, that's fine. Breathe in and out 3 times. Now with that backwards tilt, we've got lots more abdominal work at the front happening and a lot more glute work holding. So it's probably going to be a little shaky, but actually it's a much more effective plank hold. After your 3rd breath, drop the knee, keep the elbows there. So again, we're going to give you another progression, but stop at the progression that's right for you. Really important to remember. The next progression is a single leg float. Stretch one leg out, lift the chest. Stretch the other leg out, drop the bottom, backwards tilt. Now point and just float one leg behind you. 3 breath hold. So just gently breathing in and out 3 times at your own pace. Don't hyperventilate to get it over quickly, but nice, slow breaths. And when you're finished, tuck the toe under, then drop the knees. Perfect. Last one, keep the elbows there. Really make that upper body work hard. Stretch the other leg out, set the center, 2nd leg out, drop the bum, other leg floats. 3 breath hold. We're still moving the back, chest is high, belly button is engaged, pelvic floor is lifted, and after that 3rd breath, tuck the knees in and completely rest off. Spread the knees and the feet if you can, to let yourself get really floppy, but stretch the arms forward again if you can. If the bump's in the way, just drop yourself down onto your head onto your hands. Everybody else, straighten yourselves out. Breathe in and out, just completely floppy to begin with. Nice. Okay, good. We're going to come up. Okay, we're going to go onto our backs now. So we're going to go for some scissors. So, pregnant lady in the room, sit on our Swiss ball. Everybody else, well, and you as well, pregnant ladies in the room. Band is going to get back involved. We're going to pop it back around our feet, around our knees, and just take it above our knees, everybody. The rest of you, take a block, take a ball, take a pillow, pop it behind your head, lower yourself down gently, comfortably. Bring the heels in close to your bottom. If you're seated, be up tall, nice and strong. Arms long by our sides. We're going to start off with the scissors level 1. So really simple, thinking about a lot of focus on our core stability. So drawing our centre in around our neutral pelvis. If you need to, do some tilts to figure that out. Just pull the knees apart just a little, just to gain some tension on that band. Feet a hip distance apart. Pull the shoulders back. Little exercise. All we're going to do, guys, is just float one heel, 1 foot off the floor, bringing it up to tabletop. So just pulling a little bit against that band. We don't move the knee that's on the floor, and we keep that lovely leg that we're looking at in line. So you can see if the foot is twisted and turned. We want to not be able to see the foot behind that knee. If you look straight down the body, and then put the foot down again. Keeping that bit of tension on the band, you go to the other side. Now, when that 2nd leg comes off the floor, nothing in the rest of the body should move. So let's go for a couple at level 1. Because actually, you know, sometimes it's nice to revisit that level 1 up and down. Because when you do something so simple as a level 1, it should be really lovely and easy to stabilise the torso without moving anything else. And again, if you're seated, this is a simple knee lift. So you're doing a little knee lift and knee lower on that ball, trying not to basically fall off. Breathing out and breathing in. Okay, that's simple. You can stick there if you want to, if you're feeling tired today. The rest of you are going to go up a couple of levels. So we're going to go up into a single leg tabletop with 1 leg. We're going to tiptoe the other foot, the one that's on the floor. And we're going to switch the legs over slowly and gently as you breathe out. So breathe in, breathe out, switch the legs over and breathe in to hold. Switch the legs over as you breathe out and breathe in to hold. So keep on going. Now what I'd like you to try to do, here's the tricky bit, is to keep the same amount of tension on the band. So don't lose it and let it kind of release and be tense. You're always trying to keep that same level of tension on the band. That's where it becomes quite tricky. Now everybody tuck the rib cage back. If you're laying on the floor, press the rib cage into the floor. If you are seated, try to do the quick change, or I say quick, the slow quick change, lifting one leg off the floor and dropping it at the same time. Use the hands to stabilize if anybody needs to. Breathing in to hold, breathing out to change. That endurance part of it should be making your tummy really start to work hard. I want some fatigue in the abdominal area, but no pressure, in the lower back. Drop one heel to the floor and then lower the other knee down. Very, very nice. Okay, we're going to switch. We're going to go up to a single leg stretch or one leg stretch. If you're seated, glide the foot out. The rest of you, same drill. Level 1, glide the foot out. So stretch away with that band, keeping the hips level. Glide it back in. Glide the other leg out. Glide it in again. So one leg stretch, level 1. It's really simple, I know, but again, it's working against that band to keep it so smooth, nothing's jerky. Hold it there. Level 2, float one leg up to that single leg stretch you were at, single leg tabletop you were at a minute ago. Stretch the leg, thighs in line, keep the tension on the band, bring it back, drop it to the floor. Other leg, just one repetition. At one leg stretch, level 2, just to check how we're feeling. Is the lower back not moving? Yes, good. Let's go to level 3. Single leg tabletop. Double leg tabletop. Glide again. Glide, 45-degree angle, bring it in. Keep the tension on the band. Glide it away. Glide it in. Okay, keep going. Breathing out and breathing in. If you're feeling funky, go lower. Tense and test that band resistance. Breathing out to stretch, lower the leg. Breathe in, bring it back. Keep on going, alternating sides. Keep on going, alternating sides. I know I've not demonstrated, but again, seated, we've done a few of these before. Setting the sensor, being tall, gliding the leg away, gliding it in. Again, so just that nice simple glide, moving through the body. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, let's take a twist with the upper body as well. Everyone laying on the back, keep on going, don't stop. Glide one leg, twist to the opposite direction. Glide the foot in, turn to the front. Glide the foot away, twist away. Glide it in, put it back down. Keep on going. If you're in one leg stretch, level 3, now you're allowed to put one leg down at a time. You should have some real strong tummy fatigue starting. We're going to go to double leg stretch now. Stick at any of the lower levels. We're going to bring those arms in now. Take the arms, float them gently up to the ceiling. Palms facing our feet, which are still feet hip distance apart, by the way. Glide that shoulder blade into the mat and then gently lengthen it towards those heels. Keep the back of the neck beautifully long. I'm going to start with a circle of the arms. It's just behind your frontal vision. A gentle circle and then back up again. It's a small circle, guys, just the same size as that Swiss ball that's by my feet. It's really not that big a circle. Now, one leg, stretch away. As the arms go behind the head, the leg stretches out. And you bring it back in to begin again. So we're gliding the leg away as the hands go behind you, bringing it back. Breathe out, legs and arms go out. Breathe in, legs and arms come in. Press that rib cage into the floor. Engage that tummy, arms and legs. That's a double leg stretch, level 1. Good, most of you happy. Okay, stop there, hold your hands up to the ceiling. Let's go straight up to a level 3, one leg tabletop. Deepen the abdominal connection. Keep that small space in the lower back as that second leg lifts as well. Same legs, double arms. One leg, 2 arms, circle. 1 leg, 2 arms, circle. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Keep on going. If you are seated, let's get those arms in as well. Both arms circle as you glide 1 foot away. Circle the arms to bring it in. Your whole aim is to keep as tall in that ball as you can. Almost lifting the weight off the ball by pressing in to the opposite heel. Beautiful. 4 more, whichever level you're doing. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Put your arms down if you need to, whatever. Let's just do 2 more, which are beautiful and perfect. And Pilates wonder. And then hug your knees into your chest. And rock those knees in. And if you're seated, just slouch. Just gives it a little stretch through that back. Fantastic. Okay. We're now going to take the block away from behind our head. We're going to let ourselves rest down. And we're going to work on some shoulder bridges. Okay. But again, we're going to bring in that scissors. So really quick go on the shoulder bridge, guys. Roll into your backwards tilt. Peel the vertebrae off the floor 1 at a time. Hold it at the top. Don't let the ribs come up separately. Keep them soft. And then roll all the way down. So shoulder bridge level 1. What you're going to do, though, is you're going to do a scissors level 1 at the top. So you roll up, please. You're going to come up into a big, strong tabletop without moving the hips. And then put that foot down. And then do the same on the other side without moving those hips. Foot down. And then roll down in between. And again, keep on going. So you're going to go up 1 at a time. Pregnant in the room. Now this is for our advanced pregnant, so that they're strong and feel confident. Get something to stabilize you. You're going to roll yourself off incline and just work on some bum lifts and bum lowers. You won't do a very big lift, but it's going to be squeeze and release. If you need hands behind your head, do so, or use something to stabilize. If you're doming in the tummy, don't do this one. Curl up and work on our spine stretch instead. Whatever it is you're doing seated, I just want that spine to be moving, whether it be from your bum or from your upper body. It's up to you, but let's get some of those ranges in. If you're in the shoulder bridges, keep on going. Again, we're challenging that stability through the pelvis with our scissors level 1 at the top. 1 at a time before you roll down. Now let's get a little harder. Take the hands up to the ceiling. They just stay there because you've lost that stability from the arms, 1 leg at a time. If you want to make it harder, continue moving those legs. Don't drop down in between. Just gentle, lift and lower, and you've got to make it quite smooth, make it quite controlled, so you can really feel if there's a drop, if there's a sway. We want everything in that torso to be completely still when we lift that 1 leg up at a time. Now let's do 1 more repetition of whatever level it is that you're doing, and completely rest out again. Stretch the legs out. Stretch the arms above your head. If you're on the ball, stand up and do a beautiful big standing stretch out. Get the whole body, guys. Reach the fingers and toes away. Big breath in when you're there. And breathe out and relax. Now, onto our sides we go. Rolling all the way over. But we're going to sit up just gently and take the band away. We're going to get the ball just in front of us. We'll use that in a minute. And we want the block, pillow, cushion, whatever it is, underneath our ear, in between our outstretched arm. So we're going to lead up, guys, to a clam level 3. But again, being this is a mixed ability class today, I will show you level 1 and level 2. So relax the neck, pull the shoulders back and down, lengthen through that top hip. Remember, top hip pulls down and away. Heels in line with our bottom, feet and heels stacked perfectly. Take that top shoulder away from the ear and draw that center in. Really lengthen, guys, lengthen that top hip down the way, good. Clown level 1 is a simple knee lift and knee lower without turning that hip backwards as well. So keep the hip pressed forward as you lift the knee and lower. Good. Clown level 2, both feet hover just off the floor. We lift the knee and lower the knee in the same way. It's a bigger movement, but again, it requires a lot more stability through that hip. No moving that torso at all. In fact, if you're going to do level 2, tip the hip forward an inch and keep it forward as you do the movement. Now, most of you will go to level 3, so relax both those feet down. Straighten out the bottom leg. Bend the top foot, knee. Hook the top foot behind the thigh, but don't put it on the floor. And we're going to put the ball underneath the knee this time. So the bottom leg is straight, top leg is bent. Top foot hooked behind the thigh, not touching the floor. Top hand on the hip, drop it down the way, and we've got the ball underneath. Don't worry if you haven't got a ball. We're going to do a little bit of some squeezing in there as well. So we're going to start off with a clown level 3, which is a nice simple lift of that knee and lower. Again, without turning that torso. You may need to put your hand in front for a bit of stability, because we lift and lower that top knee without moving anything else in the body. That's very tricky. Okay? So let's start by doing 6 more on whatever level it is you're doing. So level 1, level 2, level 3, or more. Really nice and easy. Lots of work in that isolated butt muscle, but it's a really important one for stability. Knee stability, spinal stability, even ankle stability. This is a butt muscle you need to work. Okay, now we're going to do 8 more. But this time at level 3, we're going to do a press of that knee in between. So squash that ball into the floor, then lift the knee. Slowly lower it down. Squash the ball in, lift the knee. Nice. 6 more. We're doing some extra squash, getting those inner thigh muscles working a little bit by crushing them into the floor and using that ball as a little bit of a stabilizer in between. That's fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Alrighty. And again, we're not moving the hips. If you can, I'd love it if you could bring your hand onto your hip, so you don't need that kind of stability and you're not wobbling that hip around. Last one, lift, lower and squash. And now we're going to take that ball, take it away for a second. Take that top foot all the way in front. Okay, so we're quite stable now. Again, if you've got the bump in the way, it might even help you stabilise here, that's fine. Lift that belly button up towards the back of towards your back, okay? Really pull that tummy away from the floor. The front foot is in front of you, completely kind of stretching the glute but stabilising. Now point your bottom leg, point that toe. Straighten and lengthen that bottom leg away. Now without moving the torso now, engaging the centre, float the bottom thigh up off the floor. Nice, and then gently down. Good, okay, keep going. So we're now just doing a very slow bottom leg movement, gliding it up, gliding it down, without moving anything else. There's a theme today. We're dissociating. It's always one limb, one arm, one leg, without moving anything else. And if we can get that, then we can be so confident we've got this beautiful core stability. We are using all the correct muscles around our spine. We're strengthening all around that spine. Let's go for 2 more. Really stretch that leg. Don't just get to lower it, reach it away at the same time. Rest. Good, okay. Prop ourselves up. Tuck the legs in. Get the ball back in front of you, ready for our next set, and curl across to the other side. Straighten out the underarm, block underneath our ear, flexed feet. We'll still do the level 1, level 2 on the other side, just to check. top hand on top hip. Drop that top hip down the way, and again, lengthen that shoulder away from our earlobe. Take a quick check of your rib cage, guys. So just like kind of stroke around that bottom rib cage area. If you feel that rib cage sticking out at all, tuck it in. We really want the base of your chest to your belly button and your pubic bone all in a nice strong line. Nothing's allowed to bump and stick out, unless you're growing a baby, in which case you're allowed. Climb level 1 up and down. Really simple, but very isolated in that bum. Climb level 2, both feet lift. Lift and lower. Again, if you do stick at climb level 2 today, roll your top hip forward slightly just to make it work a bit harder. The rest of you, drop the feet, straighten out the bottom leg, have the ball underneath the knee and hook that top foot behind your thigh. Wiggle it around, get yourself into a good position. If you can, hand on hip, but it doesn't matter. If you have your hand in front of you for level 3, drop that top hip, engage that center, shoulders away from the ear, and lift the top knee and lower. No squeeze of the ball to begin with. It's just this simple lift and lower. But again, guys, you're really isolating just this top leg. If you're tensing in lots of other places, kind of shake it off and start again. Set the center. You know, lengthen that bottom leg out. Really try to engage everything to stabilize it so that you can just lift and lower this leg without anything else crazy happening. Hold. Let's go for the second 8 with that squash into the floor. Lift, smoothly down, then squash. Release. Smoothly up, smoothly down, and squash. Okay, good, keep going. Some more. So it's the little extra adductor, which is the inner thigh muscles, your adductors, getting them working. Nothing too dramatic. Some of you might get almost a little release in around the pubic bone area. That's lovely. Okay, as long as there's no pain. Sometimes when I do this, you actually get that kind of, you know, when you go to a chiropractor, you get that kind of click and that kind of bony release, that joint release. You can get that through the pubic bone with something very similar to this in those kind of environments, in those therapies, and they just feel quite nice. Let's go for one more. 8 in total. Squeeze. And less. And rest. Take the ball away. Take that front foot, top foot right in front of us. Again, really stable. You're getting a little stretch through that side as well. And we'll stretch it out in a second. Top hand on top hip, just to help lengthen that waist. Lift the belly button away from the floor. Stabilize with the hand if you want to. Straighten that bottom leg. So before you start lifting and lowering it, think about reaching it. That's the harder bit. Then you lift and then you lower. Good. Okay, so we're really working on that reach. So yes, we're lifting and lowering it, but I want that bottom thigh tense. That bottom knee is straight. And that leg is actually like longer than it was when you started. Really try to pull that thigh almost out of your hip socket. Really get that beautiful reach. 2 more. Just really strong. It's slow up and it's slow down. Yeah, being perfect. 1 for luck. 1 for luck. Nice. And rest. Okay, we're going to go for our glute stretch in a pigeon pose. But I'll give you a variation if it's too uncomfortable in a minute. So 4-point kneel. Tuck one leg in and under. Straighten out that back leg and drop yourself into that stretch. So you'll feel it right in that bum cheek. If that's too much, you can lay on your back and fold one leg over, bringing it into the chest using the knee or just your hands. You can even just do a seated one if you want, guys. That's fine. Whatever's comfortable, hold it there. 2 more breaths, please. So really think, I've done loads of my bum today, loads of the legs. Let's really allow a nice stretch. It will stop you from feeling too achy tomorrow. And rest off. Whichever leg you're doing, tuck it in. Tuck the other leg under if you're doing the pigeon pose version, straightening out the other side. If you're laying on your back, just switch the legs over. If you're seated, just switch the legs over. Now let's go for a four breath hold. So really here, guys, nothing should be tense apart from maybe like your arms if you're pulling it in, if you're laying on your back. Completely try to let your body ease into that stretch. And again, it might be a little bit painful every now and again. That's not too dramatic. But really push into that beautiful stretch. Do one more breath in and out, like really ease into that stretch. And gently up. Okay, so we're going to go high kneel. High kneel. So we've done, again, lots of legs. So we're going to stretch out that quad. Now, if your knees are too painful to be both knees on the floor, please do this in standing. Alternatively, what I prefer is you just hold one leg behind you, pull it in, straighten the body up, and when you feel like you're in the best position you can be, do a backward tilt of your pelvis. So tuck the tailbone under. And then with that backwards tilt, it should produce this wow, extra stretch through the front of that thigh. And then again, we're just holding it. 2-3 breaths. If you're in standing, it's the same thing. It's not a balance exercise, so hold on to the wall if you need to, that's fine. And when you've done that third breath, really pulled into that quadricep stretch, just ease off. Don't drop the foot, be nice to it. And then switch sides. Other leg up. All get straight. When you feel like you're in the best position you can be, backwards tilt of your pelvis. That backwards tilt should be the massive difference between like, yeah, that's a kind of a good quad stretch, and oh my God, that is direct hit through the center of that quad. That's obviously what we're looking for. Breathe in and out one more time. We'll stay down here for the hamstring stretch. So to take one leg out in front, just wander that foot out in front of you. We're still going to be quite tall because we're going to take the pelvis now into the opposite direction. So now we're going to do a forwards tilt. So tipping the pelvis forward, arching the lower back, trying to get a little bit Kim Kardashian in the room. Yeah, get your bum sticking out. You should feel that big stretch through the back of the hamstring. Okay, you don't need to, fold forward. It's all from the pelvis that gives you that really nice stretch. So let's work into that. Hold it. Just holding that stretch. Now, when we've got that stretch, all I'm going to get you to do, guys, is turn your torso towards the side that the knee is down. And it will give you an inner thigh stretch. So you're still doing the forwards tilt. You're just turning the body away. And then come back to the front, come up, and switch legs over. Okay, wander that foot forward. Good, we're all here, happy days, okay? Forwards tilt. Remember, it's not a balance exercise. Feel free to hold onto a wall or something. First stretch, the body is in a straight line, we're completely ahead. Belly button's looking ahead, breastbone's looking ahead. It's the tilt, this forwards tilt, sticking your bum in the air. Hold for a breath in, a breath out. And then very gently, you're just turning your torso. It's a small movement, just turning the body towards that back knee. And it will just change the angle of that stretch, bring it to that inner thigh. And if you don't stretch this area out loads, you shouldn't need to. We don't walk like a crab, so we don't need this area here open. However, sometimes it's nice to kind of ease that off this one. Turn the body back to face front, hands down just to tuck yourself in. Tuck your toes under and sit back. Quick toe stretch. Be nice to them, yes? Rock the weight back. Try to sit down on your heels and press your heels into the floor. Good. Press the weight onto one heel more. Feel the stretch up one Achilles calf more. Then switch the weight across the other side. Put it on that side. Good. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Really relax. Upper body, shoulders, hands, really, really relaxed. Okay. Equal the weight back. Look at the feet. Are they hip distance apart? Give them a wiggle around. Drop the chin in. Lift the bum in the air. Rock the weight back onto the heels. And hold. Enjoy that stretch. Really floppy hands, really floppy head. And then squeeze the bum, pulling yourself into a backwards tilt of that pelvis to start that straighten up process. Pull the shoulders back and down, slowly lift the head. Just that beautiful restack one at a time. Let's do that one more time. Chin to the chest, shoulders forward. Remember, it's flopping. Your head is heavy, your hands are heavy. Nothing's tense. Everything is curved. Breathe in, breathe out at the bottom. Squeeze the bum cheeks, pull yourself into a backwards tilt. Restack the vertebrae. You're really imagining each vertebra has got to come up one perfect bit at a time. Look up, look ahead. I'm just going to come back into the center of my mat. Feet hip distance apart. Beautiful. 2 shoulder rolls, just really gently moving into that whole shoulder area. 2 full arm circles, again, just really nice and simple. Just up and down. 1 arm up. Switch them over. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, engage the center. Really press those feet into the floor and melt that shoulder down away from your ear. Now again, squeeze the sit bones together. 4. You should feel much more sturdy now. 3, 2, 1, and rest ourselves down. Nice. Sink into a half knee bend. Float both heels off the floor. Squeeze the bum cheeks, stand up. Take the hands up to the ceiling. Reach the shoulders up. God, you guys in control, it's fantastic. Slide the arms down, heels are still lifted. Breathe in, hands up. Heels come higher. Circle the arms down, breathe out. Heels are still lifted. Last one, breathe in. Heels higher. Nice. Lower the heels, lower the hands, hands on hips. Drop the shoulders. Roll into a slight backwards tilt of your pelvis. Draw that center in. Just breathe in, breathe out. Turn the head. Swipe that chin along that collarbone. Look up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Swipe it along. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Breathing in at the top. Breathe out. Look at the floor. Stay looking at the floor. Floppy head. You've got 7 bones in your neck. Restack them one at a time. Come on, base of the neck. Restack. Vertebrae 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift the head. Lift the chin. Then tuck the chin in. Perfect restack. Imagine there's a helium balloon touched to the crown of your head. Let's lift up. Let's lift away from the floor. Take some of the pressure off of the mat if you can. Imagine you're standing on a set of scales and you want that weight to come up a couple. Breathe in, breathe out, and rest. Thank you so much, guys. Well done. Give yourself a clap.